bless you. God keep you, Mother Macquarie. I love you, Mom. My mom's right there. I'm singing about silver hair. She's going like this. You're throwing me off, okay? I talked earlier about the Irish immigrant experience being one of the signal events of modern Irish history. The number that emigrated to places like America, Canada, Australia, England was enormous during the famine, but it continued thereafter, including the great-grandparents of those two people over there. My great-great-grandparents all came over around 1860s, 1870s. And at that time, though, when people left Ireland, it wasn't like today. You know, today you go to JFK, you get on a plane, you go to Ireland, and you come back 2 weeks later or whatever, and you've had a nice time. And if people come to America now, they can go back, they see people, they can text people, they can FaceTime people, you know. There's no distance anymore between us. In the 1860s, 1870s, when a person left Ireland to come to America, that person never went back. And then, in fact, that person's whole job when they got there was to save enough money to send back to bring over the next person, to bring over their sister, their brother, their cousin. So the experience for the Irish, and it's really an experience of all the European immigrants of the time, just because of the lack of money and the lack of resources to be able to come back and forth. But so when someone was leaving for America, that was it. They were not coming back, and you were saying goodbye to your child when that child left for America. They had what they called the American wake, which we talk about the Irish wake, you know, a little funnier in some ways, but the American wake was, here's a live human being who tomorrow is going to get on a train and go to, say, Cork, and get on a ship and is going to go to America. And when that person leaves tomorrow, that's going to be it. This person is gone from our lives. So they called it the American wake for that reason, because the person was going to America, and it was a sort of a wake, because it was a celebration for that person, but it was extraordinarily painful for the people being left behind. And the next day, they would then go to the train station itself, and they would crowd around the person. So the person who was going to leave would be surrounded on this train platform by family, distant friends, etc. And to say goodbye when the time came to get on the train, they would start at the outside of that circle. They would start by talking to, you know, the neighbors and the distant relatives and things, and they'd all be trying to put up a good front and making the best of it, you know? And then they would come in to cousins and aunts and uncles, and it would start to get a little harder. And they would get to their family, and in what was just whispering names to each other, they would say goodbye to their brothers and sisters. Then they would say goodbye to their father. And last of all, to their mother. And their mother would cry a cry that that child hadn't heard for a long time, probably since the child was a very young baby of some sort. And then the time would come to get on the train and to go. And as that train would pull out of the station, you would just hear mothers wailing as they had to say goodbye to those children. It was a terrible, terrible thing to hear. O Tangible, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when you come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear those soft you tread above me, and on my grave will warmer, sweeter be, for you will bend and tell me that you love me. And I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And he knows what's coming.
That's one of the things about when you put the songs in the program, everybody knows what's coming.
So it's a little less of a shock value. We're gonna do some more. We'll do one more maybe here. I wanted to do this song because first of all it's theatrical, but it is the very first song that I remember ever singing for other people. So you might guess I've been singing a long time. So I started singing when I was about 5 or 6 years old, basically 50 years at this point I've been singing. And you'd think I'd be better at it for all. But so I was born in 1963, 1968. A little movie came out called Oliver. And I wanted to play Oliver. From that moment on, I was, sold on the idea of being a performer. And the one song that the kid sings in the movie is called "Where Is Love?" And I sang this song at my grandparents' house. Mom and Dad, I don't know if you would even remember this, but I sang at my grandparents'. Someone said, Tim, sing! Let's hear Tim sing. I was like, oh, okay. And I sang this song. That's the first time I ever did, in front of people, sang a song. Where is love? Does it fall from skies above? Is it underneath the willow tree that I've been dreaming of? Where is she who I close my eyes to see? Will I ever know the sweet hello that's meant for only me? Who can say where she may hide? Must I travel far and wide till I am beside the someone I can mean something to? Where is love? Every night I kneel and pray, let tomorrow be the day when I see the face of someone who I can mean something to. Where is love? Thank you for coming. Thank you. Uh-oh. St. Patty's Day continues. All right. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say. Okay. I just wanted to say that for me, Tim, you took me on a roller coaster of emotions today, and it was perfect. It was just a beautiful, perfect combination. I love the whole program. So I thank you on behalf of Bravo and everyone here. It was a wonderful afternoon. And I love your Irish culture, and I also love your Irish prayers. And there's one that I particularly like, but I don't know it all, Tim. So from me to you, may the road rise up to meet you, and may the wind be always at your back, and may God hold you in the palm of his hands.
Yeah, thank you.
And David, God bless you too. Thank you. Thank you, people, for coming.